Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and this is Budgeting Over 40. So, in this video, you guys, we are going to close out week number 2 of our January budget. So, if you're interested in seeing this, stay tuned. So, okay, you guys, welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Melissa. It's so good to have you. I hope that you find something that encourages you on here. I hope that you get some kind of motivation to get your budget out, pencil and paper, Google Sheets, YNAB, however you choose to do it. I hope that this encourages you to do that. And if you are not new, welcome back, you guys. It's so lovely to speak with you guys again. So I'm going to jump right in and go over the budget for week number 2. And I'm going to start with my transaction log. So, you guys, this week was starting on, let's jump over to the budget. Starting on the 7th and it's running through to the 13th. So, the first transaction that was up on January 7th is on air parking, which is when we parked the car for our vacation. So when we came back, we were supposed to check out, I think it was noon, and we came back after that time. So they charged us for another day. Uh, I didn't argue because our flight was delayed. So there was nothing that we could do. And also on the 7th, I went to Walmart and I picked up some stuff for my son for $27.96. So the extra parking day was only $8. We paid $8 a day for the parking. So ShopRite, I went on the way home. My family member who was staying with the kids stated that we needed some groceries because they were all out. So I stopped at ShopRite. I picked up groceries for $278.24 on the 8th, and those transactions were on my Apple Card. So on the 8th, my SSI benefits came in for $1,342, and this is a little boost of about $42, um, which is a cost of living boost. It's not a lot, but I'll take it. That's $42 more than I was getting last year. So on the 8th, hubby transferred $800 in. On the 8th, I paid half of my OneMain for $300. So I'm going to click this because this was cleared and out of my account. On the 9th, Credit Karma, it's a small, I mentioned this before, it's a small savings account that I do with Credit Karma. I used to have more money go in there, but because budget is so tight right now, I have cut it down to $5, and $5 gets transferred over every month. So that cleared my account. So now this is on the 9th, Sky Princess Cruise. This is the charge to my credit card for the total spent on the cruise. And I promise you guys, I will be uploading the video just detailing what we spent. I did get our itemized bill, so I will be going over that for you guys also. But total spent on the cruise, which is just on the boat, was $1,337.18. And this is on my Marcus credit card. Okay. And on the 9th, personal spending, hubby needed $200 and he took it out of the account, back out of the bills account. So he is actually pretty under for this month. There's a lot of things that needed to be taken care of. I didn't bring any cash per se. I think I maybe had like $100 or $118 in my wallet that's been sitting there for about 2 weeks. That was what I brought on the cruise. He was the one who had the cash for whatever cash was spent. I am not um, gonna calculate what he spent in cash on the trip. I didn't ask him, but I did tell him that because most of my spending was on credit cards to get prepared for the trip, and the cost of the trip is on my credit card. Whatever we needed in cash, he was going to be spending. So he brought cash, and we didn't spend a lot. I think we ended up. Um, I'm actually not sure, but I don't think we spent a lot. We went and we bought some trinkets to bring back. So there was little bits here and there, and we left tip for a steward on the boat who cleaned our room every day. So it wasn't much. Well, it wasn't much compared to $1,337.18. Okay. So on the 10th, my daughter wanted some fun money. So I sent her $20. That was against my account. I made a credit card payment to my Apple Card for $44 on also on the 10th. And my Discover credit card payment went out for $171 on the 10th. So this $44 that I made to the Apple Card is to cover my Peloton subscription because I knew it was coming against my credit card. So here it goes. The Peloton subscription went out. So I'm actually gonna hit clear on this one because I'm gonna consider me covering this transaction. Okay. On the 10th, CVS on Capital One card number 2 for $41. That's for copay and meds. Um, I think this was just medication because both hubby and I came back sick. On the 10th again, I bought some groceries at CVS for $16.72 and some household goods for $28.84. On the 10th, I made a credit card payment to Capital One number 1 card for $325.75. I'm going to consider that cleared. And also, I made another payment to my Apple Card for $90.90. I'm going to consider that cleared. I sent out my child support to my daughter for $263 on the 11th. And the landlord deposited a check and it cleared my account for our rent for $2,500. My YNAB went out against my Apple Card for $16.28 on the 11th. I went to Stop and Shop and got some more groceries for $86.16 on the 12th. Speedway, I went on my Capital One number 1 card. This is on the 12th, and I spent $40.02. I went into Speedway Mart, and I had gotten my little one a snack that same day for $3.25, and I actually spent cash. The babysitter was paid for $220 on the 12th. My Google Cloud went out against my Apple Card for $216 on the 13th. My Geico insurance went out on the 13th for $275.37 and renter's insurance for $43.75. And those two was against my Apple my card. They were against my Capital One number 1 card. So for these two, what I ended up doing, I sent $323.75, and as you can see, these two total $319.12 because I did budget $280 for my car insurance, and that is what I sent over to the card to pay that amount. So I could actually consider these two paid back. Okay, on the 13th, I went to CVS for some household goods for $19.58, and I think this CVS and also this CVS was paid in cash, $31.40. Yes, these two were paid in cash, so I'm gonna clear this $19.58, and groceries also on the 13th for $11.82. Okay, on the 13th, I paid Abigail this $350, and this is something that went against my account. So that was all the transactions for week number 2 of January. There's a couple of things that I'm going to have to correct. I can actually take this out. I don't need it. There's a couple of things that I'm going to have to correct because if I flip into the budget, you're going to see these credit card payments that were made to the card. But I'm kind of thinking that I don't need to have these payments in because these payments were made onto the card for me then to use the card to pay a bill. So I don't think I need to have it. It's like a double charge in my budget. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you go over here, and I'm going to just go through this, then I can flip back to the transaction log to explain what I mean. So the rollover income from week one was $2,776.79. I got my SSI benefits for $1,342.00. And as you can see, I budgeted $1,300.10. Hubby sent over $800. So the total we're working with is $4,918.79. So the only thing that went into savings was $5, and that was what I budgeted. I haven't figured out the given section yet, so let's bypass that. My rent went out, even though it's not budgeted in this week. Renter's insurance went out, and the subscriptions went out. So total spent in the monthly bills and expenses section is $2,606.19. And I'll put that red because it's kind of over budget, even though most of these were rolling over from week one. Groceries, $392.94. And actually, I should consider this in budget because there was $200 from week one and $200 from week two. So I'm not going to panic because I'm still within the range. $48.42 for household, which is the same. There was $40 from week one and $40 from week two. So it would have been $80. So I'm not really panicking, even though I have them written, I have them notated in red. Okay, copay and meds, $41. I budgeted $25. Eating out, I did good. Budgeted $20. I only spent $3.25. But I was over budget in the variable section for $485.61. In the auto loan section, I haven't paid anything yet. I'm in the transportation section, auto loan, I haven't paid anything yet. Car insurance is $275.37, which is a few cents under what I budgeted. Fuel, this $40 is rolling over from week one. So I spent $40.02, but I'm putting it over budget because I didn't have anything budgeted in week two. And I paid $8 for parking. So total spent in the transportation section is $323.39. In the kids section, I paid the babysitter $220. I paid my child support $263, and this was budgeted in week one. Also, I haven't had my son's haircut yet, so $35 is still hanging out. And total spent in the kids section $483, even over budget. In the personal section now, this is the big part because $1,556.12. This is including what we spent on the trip. And the bought as a favor, hubby should be reimbursing me for this for $350. Total, $1,906.12. $300 to OneMain, that's the only thing in the debt section. And now that's for the loan. And then in the debt section and the credit cards, Discover 171 on budget, Capital One 323.75, Apple One 34.90 for a total of $629.65. So this is what I'm talking about. So now you see how it's notated in here for $323.75. I am actually gonna change it because I did use the Capital One #1 card to pay the insurance. And as you can see, the insurance is up here in the transportation section. So whatever bill was matched, I'm going to subtract that amount from the amount paid. And reason why I'm going to do that, because it's going to change the amount that's left over down here, or whatever I'm over budget by. So as you can see, $4,918.79 for the income. The expense is $6,738.96, and it's putting me over budget by $1,820.17. So let me just play with these numbers over here. So you did see that I make some notation on this side. So this $323 that I made here in a payment to my Capital One number one card, of that amount, the 275.37 and the 43.75 was what that was paid towards. So when I subtract that amount, it leaves me with $4.63. So technically, that's the only amount that I made to the card, technically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this over here to 323.75. I'm just going to put the amount just so I still have it in here. And then I'm going to change this to $4. I'm going to make this column here. Okay? Same thing for the Apple Card. I made a payment of $90.90. 90. And no, I don't need to do a fill. So it leaves me with $8.01. So I'm going to make this be this amount. And like I said, why I'm doing this, so the $9.90 paid, let's go up here, E6, which is PSE&G, which I will click on that. It also includes the CVS. It includes this on-air parking, this Walmart, and 14, which is the CVS. And then it leaves me with the $8. So let's go ahead and click these that I already paid them back. Okay. All right. So far, so good. And let's show you how it changes the amounts in the budget. So look at that, $1,418.16. And that is the amount that I'm over budget. But there was money left in my account, so my account is not in the red because I need to cover these other credit card expenses, right? So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit just so you could see a little bit better. So I still need to cover. So as of right now, all my week one expenses are covered. I still need to cover the ShopRite, the Sky Princess total amount, and then these amounts here. So I still need to cover some of these. I haven't paid them back yet. I'm going to try to see if when I get paid, I can pay these back. So as you right here, I can actually take out Google Cloud also. So I can say that I paid Google Cloud also. That leaves me with $585, and I can change that amount. So that is what I will do, just to show that I have paid back the card for those expenses, just so it's not being like a double charge into my account against my total amount that's left in my account. Because technically, when I started week 3, I still had monies. So even though it's showing me red here, I still have money in my account. I think I'm gonna have to figure out a way to show the difference of what is left in my account and what I need to pay. So maybe when I start week 3, I will start week 3 with what is actually in my account instead of what is left over down here. All right. So you guys, thank you so much for coming by to take a look at what my budget looks like for week number 2. So mostly everything that I set out to pay was paid, and this is what it is. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. I hope this was encouraging. I hope this was something that you guys like to see. This is holding me accountable. So I hope that, while I was doing mine, you were listening and also doing yours. So I appreciate you guys, and take care till next time. Bye, guys.